If you're thinking about joining the military, the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery, or ASVAB, is one of the biggest hurdles between you and your future. And one of the first questions that people always ask is the ASVAB hard? And you'll hear all sorts of answers like, nah, it's easy, I barely even studied, to, yeah, it totally wrecked me. So how do you know what to believe? Welcome to the U.S. Military Test Prep channel by Study.com. My name is Matt, and I'm a U.S. Army vet and an ASVAB test prep expert. Here's the honest truth. The ASVAB can be hard, but it doesn't have to be. It really depends on how you prepare, how you handle test day pressure, and how much you understand what's actually being asked. So in this video, we're breaking it all down. We'll talk about what the test really looks like, what makes it challenging for some people, and how you can get ahead of those challenges and walk in feeling ready. So without further ado, let's get into it. The ASVAB is a timed multiple choice test that you have to take to enlist in the military. Every branch of the U.S. military uses it. It's designed to measure your strengths in a variety of areas and help determine your eligibility to enlist and what kind of military job is a good fit for you. Now, the ASVAB isn't just one big test. It's a collection of 10 subtests that cover a bunch of different skills. You've got sections on arithmetic reasoning, word knowledge, math, paragraph comprehension, electronics, mechanics, automotive information, and more. So if you're someone who's always crushed it in school, some of this might feel familiar. But if it's been a while since you picked up a textbook or you struggled in a few subjects, it might feel a little overwhelming at first. One of the biggest things to understand is that the ASVAB isn't just about getting in. It also determines what jobs you qualify for. And that's why people put so much pressure on this test. The reason people worry about whether the ASVAB is hard is because so much is riding on it. First, there's the AFQT score. That stands for Armed Forces Qualification Test, and it's based on 4 ASVAB subtests: arithmetic reasoning, mathematics knowledge, paragraph comprehension, and word knowledge. Your score on this part determines if you can even enlist in the first place. Each branch of the military has its own minimum AFQT score, and some jobs within the military have even higher requirements. So a low score doesn't just mean a slower path, it could mean not qualifying at all, or missing out on the career path that you were aiming for. And if that sounds stressful, you're not alone. A lot of people feel like the ASVAB is this giant test that defines their future. That's why it's so important to get the facts and take a smart approach. Once you understand what's actually being tested and what kind of prep works, then you can take some of that pressure off yourself and focus on doing your best. So what exactly makes the ASVAB feel hard? For starters, there's a variety of subjects. Most people don't naturally excel at every topic that's covered on the ASVAB. You might be great at math, but struggle with vocabulary. Or maybe mechanical comprehension is your strength, but paragraph reading throws you off. The challenge is that you need to be solid in a few different areas, not just one. Timing is another issue. The ASVAB is a timed test, and that adds pressure. Even if you know the material, running out of time can affect your score. Some sections can move fast, and if you're not used to answering questions quickly and accurately, that can trip you up. A lot of people who feel like the test is hard are really just battling the clock, not the content. Then there's the test format. If it's been a while since you took a standardized test, getting used to multiple choice questions again can be an adjustment. The computerized version of the ASVAB, called the CAT ASVAB or the Computerized Adaptive Test, even adjusts question difficulty based on your answers. So the better you do, the harder the questions get, and that can feel a little intimidating. But it's actually a good sign. It means that you're scoring well. There's also the mental side of things. Test anxiety is real. Even people who know their stuff can freeze up on test day. If you're walking into the test with no plan, no practice, and no idea what to expect, it's going to feel a lot harder than it actually is. But here's the good news. Every single one of those challenges is manageable. The ASVAB doesn't have to be a mystery. Once you get familiar with the format and start practicing the content, it becomes a lot more predictable and a lot less scary. So if you're wondering whether the ASVAB is hard, the real question is, are you preparing the right way? Because with the right prep, you can absolutely handle this test, even if some of the material feels a little tough right now. The first step is to figure out where you stand. Take a practice test to see your current level. That way, you'll know which areas need more attention and which areas you're already strong in. The more you know about your baseline, the easier it is to make progress. Then set up a study plan that works for your schedule. You don't need to study for 4 or 5 hours a day, but you do need consistency. Even 30 to 45 minutes a day focused on your weakest areas will make a huge difference over time. And remember, you're not just cramming facts. You're building skills that help you on test day and in your future military job. Use study tools that make the material really stick. Flashcards are great for vocabulary. Step-by-step videos can help break down complicated math concepts. And if you really want structure and expert guidance, Study.com's ASVAB study guide and test prep resources can help with personalized plans and practice tests and get you back on track. In fact, 92% of users pass the ASVAB after prepping with Study.com. Also, build up your test stamina. Sitting for a time test is a mental game. Try taking full-length practice tests under the same time limits that you'll face on test day. That way, you'll train your brain to stay focused and calm under pressure. And finally, don't go it alone. Talk to others who've taken the real test. Ask recruiters for tips, join online forums or study groups. And the more you hear about other people's experiences, the more you'll feel like, okay, I've got this. So, is the ASVAB hard? The honest answer is, it depends. It can feel hard if you go in unprepared. But once you understand the structure, practice the content, and build up your confidence, it becomes a challenge that you can absolutely handle. The ASVAB is not a test designed to trick you or to hold you back. It's a tool to help you place in the best possible role for your strengths. And with the right mindset and preparation, you can not only pass, but it's possible for you to score higher than you ever even expected. If you're serious about getting ready, study.com has everything you need to make your prep smooth and stress-free. Whether you've got a month to study or just a couple of weeks, it's a resource that can help you feel ready and stay motivated. If this video helped you out, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment with any questions or topics you want for us to cover in the future, and don't forget to subscribe for more U.S. military test prep content. Stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next video.